Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. Now, I don't have a fancy car and I don't have a fancy job. I don't have millions in savings, but what I do have is children. Who needs all that other stuff when you have these little bundles of joy? Recently, I received an email from the children's school with a consent form for the flu immunisation. The children's mother and I are no longer together, and I have no idea what she thinks of this pandemic. However, I spoke to her about my concerns and sent her the reasons of concern. We mutually agreed not to vax the children, and I sent off the no consent reply on the 26th of September 2020, and I received email confirmation not long after. So now that's on record, this better not happen to my children.
The school, and they've said that it was nothing to do with them, that the NHS come into the school and they've done it. I've got a text! And not even had my authority. I'm not signed nothing. I'm absolutely fucking livid. Please fucking check your children and make sure that they're not being fucking jabbed without your authority. Now, if my child gets fucking ill, what am I supposed to do? Fuck knows what she's had put in her. But school, it's fucking pissed me off. I'm so fucking angry and upset that now I'm worried that my fucking child's gonna get fucking ill.
The information I sent to their mother was changes to human medicine regulations to support the rollout of COVID-19 immunisations. It states, from January 2021, the UK's licensing authority will have new powers to license all medicines, including vaccines. However, if there is a compelling case on public health grounds for a vaccine before it is given a product licence, given the nature of the threat we face, the JCVI may take the very unusual step of advising the UK government to use a tested, unlicensed vaccine against COVID-19, and we need to make sure that the right legislative measures are in place to deal with that scenario. I'm afraid testing of these vaccines takes many years. What's to say the testing period isn't with the children as guinea pigs? See, they don't publicise this type of information in the mainstream. It goes on to say, a temporary authorisation of the supply of unlicensed vaccines could be given by the UK licensing authority under Regulation 174 of the Human Rights Medicines. A temporary authorisation? We all know what Bojo's idea of temporary is. 3 weeks of lockdown to flatten the curve. So when you look at this graph, you can see the curve flattened out about the 19th of June. Anyway, the UK's Chief Scientific Officer, Sir Patrick Vallance, announced some new predictions, trying to further subconsciously manipulate. This is what he predicts. Now bear in mind he announced this at the start of the immunisation season, and he has £600,000 in shares in drugs giants GSK, who are contracted to make the coronavirus jabs. How can anybody take this guy seriously? Speaking of taking that guy seriously, how about this guy? This one basically funds the narrative, in my opinion. His foundation funded the Imperial College of London, you know, Neil Ferguson's Sage Group. He donates huge amounts to the World Health Organization, and he donates huge amounts to the BBC. He has many fingers in big pharma companies, and he's running around the world saying this.
Normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population.
So basically, the world is being held to ransom until most of the population is vaccinated. Most of the population? I wonder who doesn't vaccinate. Well, look at what I came across. Bill Gates does not even have his own children vaxxed. In fact, neither do a lot of the elite. So we, as parents, must ask ourselves why these people are encouraging us to jab our children, but not their own. Is it just money, or something more sinister? I do not consent to my children being vaccinated, despite the World Health Organization's website saying it now deems your child's presence at school as informed consent. I do not consent to the narrative being pushed. I do not consent to anyone trying to push the vaccine on my children. They have never had a flu vax before, and the bits of evidence used in this video, I'm not sure I want them to be vaccinated again. I'm not trying to tell other parents what to do, but I ask that you read the links in the description and ask yourself, are you vaccinating your children out of the fear of the narrative? Hopefully the links in the description will help. But my message to Bill, Valance, Bojo and co is, you can stick that bloody vaccine up your ass.
You know, it turns out the flu vaccine isn't that effective.